how's your own training going in Arizona?
Yeah, I'm in Arizona. It's going well. Getting ready. I have a run on April 2nd, so getting ready for that.
What was that experience like at the combine, and what was some of the feedback you were getting?
Very cool experience. I mean, obviously that's a childhood dream going up, so being able to go there and experience all that is really cool. From meeting all the other players that are there, even to coaching staffs and scouts, definitely very valuable and very fun experiences at that as well.
Carson, you started off here as a walk-on, so there was kind of an underdog to all-conference guy vibe. Is there kind of a reset in your mind as you move into this next phase of your career, or how are you approaching this?
I think, I just approach it the same way I approached when I first showed up. Just show up and get to work, and, the rest will figure itself out. And I think that's kind of the mindset I'm still taking. It's the mindset I've had even, my whole life, even before I showed up here. And, it hasn't done me wrong so far. So that's kind of how I view going into this next step.
Carson, talk about what GM should know about you off the field that makes you a valuable part of their team.
Yeah, I think just off the field, you're bringing in somebody who's going to have character and who's going to be the right kind of guy. When people are looking and when no one's looking, and that's something, I try and pride myself on. And you're not going to be perfect all the time, but that's one of the things I would say.
You're meeting with, I think, all 32 teams at this point, right?
Yeah.
So what is the grind like of all the interviews and having yourself prepared all the time?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a grind. I think it may seem stressful, but sometimes for me that's one of my favorite part is all the meetings. Get to talk ball and do all that. So I kind of look forward to those meetings and definitely enjoy them. They're getting a feel for you, but you're also getting a feel for all these teams you're talking to and trying to get an understanding of that as well. So definitely enjoyable. Obviously could be a little stressful. You got a lot going on, but I enjoy it a lot.
What's the craziest question you've gotten in the interviews so far?
I haven't gotten too many crazy ones. I was kind of hoping I did, but I didn't get any crazy. I think the craziest was probably something about what I would listen to pregame, but that's not too crazy. So nothing too crazy for me.
So they didn't test you on any of the high academic stuff?
No, I don't know. I don't know how well they'd be. I don't know if they'd know if my answers were right or not either. So.
What about like physically? What are you working? I know you can't give us like times or measurements at this point.
Yeah.
But is there anything big picture trying to put on weight or
I think how I approach every offseason, get bigger, faster, stronger, and obviously there's certain things you train for more specifically, especially with trying to get certain times or certain things, and then once all the testing's done, get back into training, get back in football shape and ready to roll come April and May.
Did the combine experience impact what you chose to not do or do? Did that work that way for some of the guys out there today, or for you specifically?
I'm not sure. I can't speak for them, of course, but for me it was just I didn't think it impacted too much what I plan on doing.
What were, some of the most common things teams wanted to learn more about you?
I think for every person they're meeting, they want to know, how you were brought up, where you were raised, and kind of what's important to you, and then along with that, they want to get a feel of how you're doing in terms of your football IQ and how you understand plays and concepts and things like that. And that's the gist I was getting from a lot of teams. It's a lot of questions from that whole range of ideas.
What's been the most helpful advice you got from a UCLA staff member through this process?
Man, all my coaches here gave me great advice. I think one of the best ones is just enjoy the moment, because sometimes you could get a little caught up in all the stress of having to do all these different things and trying to prove yourself, and just to sit back and realize that this is also a great opportunity and to enjoy being able to live out the dream that I had when I was a kid.
Carson, any advice from Coach Foss to prepare for the next level?
I think from him too. He was a professional at what he did. He's a professional here, and he's kind of kept that mindset. I think similar. He was one of the people that gave that advice to enjoy it, and then the similar thing he's always said is your work's going to speak for itself. So let your work handle it.
Are there any values or things you learned at UCLA that are really kind of coming in handy at this point?
Oh yeah, I think definitely, especially with academics and even football, just being able to be prepared for everything definitely helped going into meetings with teams, and even just for training and being able to show up and put the work in. I think that's something that this place instilled in me, and then along with that, like I said, with the academics here, just you had to be on top of what you were doing, and that's definitely helped in terms of preparing for all other aspects of this as well.
Good time for one more question.
You obviously saw Latu go through the process last year. Did you bounce any ideas off him or go to him for any advice?
Yeah, he's been great. I think he's been there if I ever had questions. He's been super supportive, and it was good to see him today as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Good seeing you. Good.
Long time no see, yeah? No talk. There we go.
How are you? How are you feeling?
Amazing. Blessed to be here. Very happy with how everything's gone so far. So, just trying to stay focused and have the right mindset moving forward.
How did it feel to get the fastest 40 time?
It was very stress relieving and surreal at the same time, right? Like as a kid, you want to go out and perform the best that you can, and with that 4.46, that was the best that I could perform that day, and it was the best of the linebackers. So, I'm blessed to have the amazing training staff that I trained with down in Orange County, and agents, and just recovery and everything was just top tier. So, shout out to them for getting me ready to go run that.
Where are you at in Orange County? Just real quick, your facility?
Excel.
Okay.
Yes.
Kain, to give this question, your 40 times amazing. The prep work that you did with that, is that the speed that you want to translate, show them to the next level, like being that fast?
Yeah, I think my play speed is very fast, so it's just more so trying to show them that my play speed and my, or just straight speed is kind of the same. I can run very fast, vertically, laterally, any type of way that you want. So I think for me, it was just trying to show them that I can do both.
And to the GMs off the field, what's one trait that you want to tell them that why you should be picked?
Yeah, I'm a competitor and I'm a ball hawk. I'm gonna go get the ball. When need be, and when not need be, and just always around the ball. So that'd be one trait.
How much strategy goes into what you want to show out here at a day like this? Not everybody did every event.
Yeah.
Like how do you work through what you wanted to show today and kind of what you wanted to?
For me, it was going based off combine numbers, right? So I didn't do the short shuttle or the Elkhorn at combine, as it was the last two events of the day. So legs were kind of tired after all that stuff. So I knew coming here today that I had to do those two drills, and then just different position work. So just being able to show my athletic ability in all these position drills and different coaches that are out here. So that was kind of my strategy, is looking at combine times, how I did at combine, and then coming here and being like, okay, this is what we need to do. I didn't vert, I didn't broad here, I didn't bench. So just kind of all those. I was happy with what I did at the combine.
How's the interview process been going for you?
Yeah, it's been going good. I've been talking to a lot of teams, very good conversations, trying to find out background, obviously all that, and then a lot of football talk, just trying to install and see how well that you retain that information and can teach it back. And so it's been fun, been some good connections with some UCLA alums kind of in those rooms, so it's been kind of cool to talk about that.
Can you give us a ballpark of how many teams you've met with?
I've met with all of them.
All of them.
What's the best advice you've gotten from a UCLA coach for handling this process?
Just be where your feet are. I think a lot of our coaches kind of over the years, that has been the thing, even playing here at UCLA, is just be where your feet are, be in the moment. Don't worry about, if you're running the 40, don't worry about what is after the 40. Just be present in the 40. If you're doing your position work, just be present in where you're at. And I think that was a big thing and big piece of advice that I've gotten from everybody, is just kind of focus on what you need to focus on, what's right now, and let later come.
Does the environment kind of make a difference? I mean, you're here today, you've practiced here a million times,
Yeah.
your teammates are here.
Yeah.
Does that push you a little bit?
Yeah, it gives you that extra boost for sure, right? Because you got all the support, you got your teammates that you've, grinded blood, sweat, tears out here with for the past 4, 5, 6 years in my case, right? So them being here, it's amazing to just see the support and the that they show for us, and they want us to do big things just like we want them to do big things next year, and that will kind of keep carrying over.
Can you talk about your leadership skills? A lot of GMs don't know that you're one of the pillars of that defense. Can you talk about what that means for you to bring that leadership to the next level?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of the way that I lead. I can lead, right? by example, but I also have, over the years of being, considered a leader for the past 2-3 years, of learning how to talk to people and learning not everybody responds the same, right? You might be able to get on somebody's butt and kind of chew them out a little bit. You might have to talk to them a little bit more soft, just for the simple fact of how they respond, right? So just being a leader and kind of taking mental notes of, I got to talk to this guy differently than I talk to this guy is, one thing that I've kind of taken up on.
And going back to the previous question about, familiar surroundings, how did that compare to maybe the combine when, were there any jitters, nerves you had to overcome?
Yeah, super nervous, right? As a kid, you dream of being on that stage, so it's like, okay, and it's very surreal that I'm here now. Now, how can I calm these nerves, right? And it was nice being able to have Carson and Jay and Femi there and Moliki, and then also, having my agency and that whole support staff there. They were kind of there to, calm my nerves down. If I needed anything, I can call them. If I need to talk to anybody, I can call them. Me and Carson were roommates, so not much changed from season to, right, the combine. We were able to, talk kind of before we shut it down for the night about what's tomorrow bringing. What are we focused on the next day. So.
Time for one more question already.
Good.
Yeah, just sort of expanding on that. What's it been like being able to go through the process, with your fellow linebackers,
Yeah.
Carson, Femi, just ahead of the draft?
Yeah, it's been amazing, right? Seeing the hard work that both of those guys have put in, right? Carson coming from a walk-on to now he's projected 1-2 rounds, right, for a second round. Femi, right, going from a linebacker to a D-line position, right? Just seeing all the hard work and the sacrifices that they've made, along with the hard work that I put in, the sacrifices that I've made, right? We kind of all in this one big group. We all have the same dreams. We all have the same aspirations, and how can we lean on each other during this process to get to, just make it easier, make it a little bit more stress-free. And that's kind of what we've all been in contact this whole time. Stayed in contact, and we just kind of, chopping it up with each other. And you got any questions? What do you expect? Hey, what did this team ask you? Hey, what did this team ask you? Just to, kind of be prepared for what's to come. So it's been amazing having some fellow linebackers out there.
Thanks, Gary.
Good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Hey, how's it going?
Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Good to be back.
So as far as, this whole process, from the combine to today, what's it been like for you? And I guess what's some of the biggest takeaways you've taken from this whole thing?
Yeah, man, it's been an incredible journey. I'm very grateful to God for the opportunities I've had. I think overall, through the 3.5 months, I've learned just to be steadfast, to be calm and collected, not to be too high, not to be too low, but just taking things day by day. So.
Showed some tight end skill running down that last ball. Did you hear about that after you were?
Yeah, I did, man. And it's funny because I didn't know it was the last rep, so it kind of made it even better, But I heard a bit about it, and it was cool. Just try to finish strong and show my athletic abilities.
Femi, talk about your hands, your violent hands on the edge rush. Talk about how that skill set's going to translate to the next level.
Yeah, man, I think just having heavy hands and being able to strike blockers is very detrimental to the game. It allows you to be a dominant edge, just a dominant football player. Just having strong hands and striking people and keeping leverage.
When you think back to last season, when you changed positions, early in the year, when you reflect on that, how important was that as far as, what you've been able to show NFL scouts and that sort of thing?
Yeah, man, it was monumental, very big. I think it allowed me to be at my natural position, which is off the edge, whether that's a 3-4 outside linebacker or a 4-3 end. But I think the fact that though it happened so late, I was able to also translate my mic and will versatility to the edge just to be a well-rounded football player. So I'm very grateful for the move.
Femi, Ahmad Hassan, the linebacker at
Boise State, yep.
talks about his faith alive. And I know that everyone in the locker room knows how heavy you are with your faith. Talk about how heavy that has played this season and you prepping for the draft.
Yeah, Ahmed is a great dude, man. I actually trained with him in Dallas for the last 2 months. So he's a great man. We got to catch up a lot and learn about each other. But I think for myself, like I said, it just helps me to stay calm and collected, to always have hope in the future. Even when it's down times and low times, you can still be positive and a bright light to the world despite what you're going through. So it just helps me to keep growing as a man on the field and off the field.
What's been the most consistent feedback you've gotten as you've talked to teams?
Versatility, and then there's a lot of upside and You know, you only played 9, 10 games at edge, but you're just scratching the surface. So a lot of hope in the fact that I can continuously get better through development.
And
most-
around, oh, go ahead.
Do most teams feel like you found your home? At
Yeah,
that edge?
100%. I think I found my home too. 100%.
And around this time of the year, you know, there's a lot of chatter about who's improving their stock and that sort of thing. You pay attention to any of that?
I see it, so it kind of curiouses my mind
Right.
sometimes. I'm not gonna lie about
Especially in the
that.
social media
Yeah,
world.
yeah, and I try to stay off it as much as possible. But even when it does come up, even if I get caught up in it, I try to take my mind off of it and just focus. And like I said, not too high, not too low, just right in the middle.
Femi, what's one thing that you want to tell the GMs that they don't know about you that will help them pick you on possibly day one or day two?
Well, I mean, I think within this business, every team knows everything. You know, there's not much you can hide. But like I said to every team already, I think first and foremost, I'm just a great man, a man of God. But off the field, I'm not going to have any issues. You're not going to have to worry about me working or staying out of trouble. Like, that's just who I am naturally. So in terms of being consistent and just well-rounded. So that's what I was saying. And on the field, I'm going to play hard every play. I'm going to come in to get better. I know life is not going to be sunshines and rainbows, but I'm going to always work. So.
Tell about the man of God. You still lead your Bible studies in the Bruins locker room?
Sometimes, I mean, I haven't been here in a while, but there was times where, you know, right here in the team room, Wednesday mornings or Wednesday afternoons, we'd have a few guys I wanted to and things like that, and I still do a little bit of ministry as I can, and it just helps me once again stay focused and grounded.
Got time for one more question, guys?
You know, as one of the guys likely to get drafted, what are you looking for in a team franchise situation? Help you?
Yeah, great question. I think just great culture. A team where there's an established culture where the staff, everyone from the front office to the lowest position, we want to win. And we have a guide and a footprint to do so. So that's what I would say.
I got one more question for Tracy.
I asked Carson this earlier. You know, you guys saw Latu go through the process last year.
Yeah.
Especially as someone, you know, who played on that defense with him. What kind of advice has he given you? Is it something where he's offering it up himself, or are you picking his brain and being proactive about it?
Hey, it's a bit of both. We just had a great opportunity to catch up while we were watching the tight ends and O-line go. And Elijah, we're from the same city, so I played him in high school. And I played with his brother at Cal. So we're pretty tied in a little bit and things like that. But he's given me a lot of advice on how to just stay focused and how to come into franchise and try to win and, you know, make a name for yourself. So.
Thanks, Devin.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. You have a good one.
Thanks, Jamie.
Go Bruins.